Our next guest fought for this country as a Navy SEAL. He knows a damn thing or two about what the 4th of July means, and now he represents Texas in Congress. Joining me now, Dan Crenshaw. Dan, happy Independence Day.
Hey, it's a great day, America's birthday, and we're going to celebrate the hell out of it, Benny. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so, all right, let's talk about that. It's at the top of everyone's mind. I've seen it on social media. We have the graphics. We're going to play the whole ad. But what are you doing for your Independence Day?
Well, let's talk about how this started. Okay, this started because everybody said we couldn't do it. And everybody said that you should be scared and you should stay inside. And maybe you could have a couple people over. That's what Joe Biden said. And I said, well, I was going to have a normal party, but now I'm going to have a massive one. And so that's what we did. We looked around Houston, and we found a place, this man-made lagoon with beaches, like crystal clear blue water, like the whole 9 yards. And we rented this place out, and we've got well over 1,000 people coming to this party. We've got the drone show, concert, DJ, like the whole 9 yards. I mean, if we're going to throw a party, we're going to do it right. So it starts at 4 p.m. You can still get tickets online at summerof1776.com. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. You're coming down for it. Your wife's coming down for it. Baby's coming down for it. And it's just going to be a good time.
We're going to do a special actually next weekend about it. But it does seem antithetical to the purpose of the 4th of July to have a limitation. The government saying you can have small. I'll do my best Biden impression. You can have small gatherings if just in case there's enough applesauce for all of us to eat. You can have small, little gatherings if we say so. Isn't that the opposite of what Independence Day means?
It is. John Adams said when we were talking about how the 4th of July should be celebrated, he said it should be celebrated with pomp and circumstance and happiness throughout the nation, because it's an important day. And you can't understate that enough. This was a day that our founders signed their death sentences, and they signed away their livelihoods. They were targeted after this. A lot of their houses were burned down. Their wealth was taken away. These were rebels against tyranny. And, only a small percentage of the population really fought in the Revolutionary War. So, look, it is about having fun, but it's also about remembering what our founding was about, this sort of promise of the American ideal. We've been fighting for that ideal ever since. And it really was the greatest idea that humanity has ever had, because our founders took the best ideas from Rome and Athens and Jerusalem and London, and they wrote them down in the Declaration of Independence, where we said, this is the purpose of government: to protect your inalienable rights, to protect your right to pursue happiness, to protect your life and liberty. That's such an amazing idea. And we take it for granted now, but at the time, this was very unique. And then in the Constitution, we took that idea and we turned it into a republic. And I don't think we talk about that enough, about our founding and what it means to be a conservative. What are we ultimately conserving? The founding ideals. And that's what this celebration is about. That's why I call it the Summer of 1776. And you know what? It's also a lot of fun.
Got to check it out. You got to check it out. It's all over my feed. Everyone's going to this party. It's something that is making a lot of news. You made a lot of news this week talking about one Gwen Berry, who is a member of the hammer throw team, but she's also on the tantrum throwing team for our Olympian team. She got 3rd place, and then she decided to disgrace the American flag. You said she shouldn't be on the team. Do you stand by those comments?
Yeah, and we should explain why. Look, I don't think that NBA players who kneel, I don't think we have any say in getting them kicked off a team. I don't have to watch the NBA as a result. I definitely don't like what they're doing. I think it's a kind of a silly gesture. But if you're representing Team USA, I think a bare minimum requirement might be that you abide by certain standards of respecting the flag and respecting the anthem. These are basic traditions that we do as part of the team. I mean, look, would a Yankees player be kicked off the team if they wanted to wear a Red Sox uniform on the field? I mean, probably. Like, you wouldn't be allowed to do it. So this isn't such a crazy thing. I actually don't know why it created so much controversy. I think I was just the first one to just say it on an interview. But of course we stand by that, and I don't think it should be all that controversial. It's also worth noting, some of her comments. Right? They say the national anthem is racist; it doesn't represent Black people, and what they're doing is they're citing a particular line that's not in the national anthem. Okay, that's a really important point. Our national anthem is derived from a song, and it was derived from that song 100 years earlier before we made it the national anthem. Okay, and there is a line that refers to slaves. And look, our country has a sinful history, but the best part of our history is overcoming that sin. And that's what the national anthem does represent. It's worth noting we took these things out of our history and of our anthem. And so it does represent everybody. And it is one of the greatest anthems in the world, I think. It's so inspirational. It's something that can bring us together. And that's how we should view it. You got to ask some of these athletes, like, when would you stand for the anthem?
Right.
Like, when is our country good enough? Right? When we've done away with so-called institutional racism. But can you at least define institutional racism? Is it when everybody has the same thing, which is impossible? And that's generally what they talk about. So they never have any standards. It's really nihilistic. It's really destructive. And ultimately, there's no point to it.
Yeah. They don't want to say the nasty little word. Oh yeah, communism. That's kind of what we want. That thing that killed 100 million people last century. We kind of want to try it here because it hasn't been tried before. We're gonna try the opposite of communism in Texas. I'll be seeing you soon, Congressman, at an amazing party. Thank you so much for throwing an awesome Freedom Fest.
It's going to be great. More people can sign up. Go to summer1776.com. We're going to do this, rain or shine. Again, we got a concert, drone show, DJ, pool party, float party on the lagoon, beach party. I mean, I don't know. How could we throw a better party?
That is America. Thank you, Congressman, for joining us.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.